Not like it. Okay, we're live. Welcome
All
to
right.
Mazecast.
It still says off air on my
Yeah,
screen.
there's a delay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Mazecast, your online YouTube video channel for talking about Maze, the the puzzle book where there aren't really any solutions to the puzzles. It's fun.
Good night, everybody.
I'm Diane Heaton, and today I'm joined by Sarah Goodchild,
Hello.
and she had some exciting news to talk about with regard to Maze and Maze-related fan activities. Isn't that right, Sarah?
That's right, Diane. Well, we were just talking today about how we hadn't done a Mazecast for quite a long time. So we thought we would just get together and talk about some things, despite the fact that we really don't have that much to talk about because not much has been happening.
Yeah.
However, one thing that is exciting.
What?
What's that?
Our last episode was over 5 months ago, I believe.
Was it that long ago? No.
I haven't looked that up.
I don't think that's true. Maybe two. Anyway, it's been a very long time. One thing that has happened is that we finally finished Maybe It's a Maze, which was a Maze parody video parodying Paul McCartney and Wings' Maybe I'm Amazed, with lyrics written by Vincent, and it was performed by Greg. And this was done, I think, it was over a year ago that all of the footage and everything was recorded. But due to the fact that no one really knew how to use video editing software, or anyone who did was not really willing to put in the time.
Well, and you ended up doing the video editing, right?
I did, and really, to be honest,
How that turned out.
to be honest, it was like me sitting beside my sister who was actually doing the work, and I was like, "That's great. Keep doing that." Yeah. So my sister and I worked on putting that together. So you can see it now if you would like to see. We can play it now.
Well, for our listeners, we'll put a little link in the description below this video, or maybe one of those pop-up annotation things in the video. Maybe it'll appear right over there as I'm talking. Maybe it won't.
Yeah, we could figure out how to do that.
One of those things, one of the ones that end up existing, and you'll see a very fun music video.
Yeah, it's well worth your time. Many hours
I enjoy it.
of Mazecasters' time went into that video. And actually, it's funny because I've been suffering from a little maze withdrawal. I have been rewatching some of the old episodes, which is always a fun thing to do. And I've been watching. What's that?
A little maze malaise.
Maze Malaise. So I was watching the episode for Room 31, which is the Bone Tree one. I highly recommend. As an episode, by the way. Beals is dressed up as Sweeney Todd. It's like, I think it's Halloween, actually. That's the one. Thank you very much. Yeah, Beals is dressed as Sweeney Todd, and he's talking to Vincent, who is like in a very odd position, I think, because he was experiencing back problems at the time. And in talking about that room, Beals says, "Oh," he sort of asked Vince what he's got prepared, and Vince says, "Oh, well, I didn't really end up making any notes in this room. Instead, I was writing out the lyrics to a parody song to the tune of Maybe I'm Amazed by Paul McCartney." And that was maybe 2 years ago. So that's where Maybe It's Amazed began. And I think he had to rewrite the lyrics because he had lost the notebook or something. There you go. Little Maze history.
Cool. I don't remember that episode. Was I in it?
No, it was literally just Beals and Vince. And Vince may have been on some kind of pain medication at the time.
For the days.
It was a good episode, though. Oh.
I apologize to our viewers we had some technical difficulties setting up this video, and that's why there are only 2 of us tonight.
Yes, that's the reason. Otherwise, people would have been clamoring to be in this call.
Well, if we had been able to make this call the old way before Google decided to get rid of that and
Yeah.
make things worse, then I would have been able to add a lot more people into this call without their permission or any sort of consent.
Forewarning. It's true. We've had a lot.
The odds of people happening into the video chat.
That's right. Yeah, we could have had a whole lot of people in here who didn't know anything about Maze or what was going on, and
Yeah.
that would have been fun. How have you been dealing with Maze Malaise, Diane, or have you been feeling Maze Malaise?
I haven't really. I haven't been thinking about Maze all that much lately. I do, of course, have my trusty copy of it with me at all times, but the occasion to open it or think about it. I mean, you know my position about the puzzles in Maze, which is that there's basically no point in trying to solve them, and you should just enjoy the pictures for looking kind of nice.
They do look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's weird, because everyone kind of talked a big game after the Abyss sort of went down. Didn't go down, but since the sort of game part of it had stopped, just like, okay, now we could focus on finding real solutions and this and that. We got very excited about Owen Hammer's F-hour tree in room 30. We got extremely excited about that.
It didn't lead to a rush of more solutions, though.
That's the thing, right? Everything has just kind of gone quiet now, which is a shame.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we need to do to stoke the fires again.
I don't know. I think if we could get some kind of interview with Christopher Manson, I think that would do a lot.
Yeah.
The problem is, as always, he doesn't really like talking to people, and honestly, who can blame him?
We're all crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. Any new word or significant kind of word from Christopher Manson would be pretty great to get. But that's always...
Yeah, Christopher Manson, if you're watching this, I don't know, leave a comment under the video. I think that's the easiest to contact us.
Or give us a call. Just pick up the phone.
Subscribe. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, I'm saying this only to Christopher Manson. I don't care if anyone else likes or subscribes.
Never mind you other people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's nice that there are other people out there for whatever reason.
Well, it's probably our charming personalities. So Diane, you and I both enjoy puzzles other than Maze.
Right.
And since, our viewership is probably composed of people interested in puzzles, maybe we could talk about some other puzzly things we are interested in.
Yeah. Have you played The Witness?
No, I have not, but I've heard a lot about it.
Oh, yeah. I really like it. I came to The Witness fairly late. I got like a month ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fun puzzle game. I don't want to say too much about it because it's the sort of game that you can, like, not just for individual puzzle solutions, but for premise level stuff.
Right. Like the overall experience is better if you don't know much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fun. Very deep. I guess I can say that it does a surprisingly good job of giving you one type of puzzle and then getting a lot of use out of variations on that for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw the trailer for it. I tried to get it on my computer, but I don't think it's available for Mac, actually, so...
That isn't? Yeah, that's a pay.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, Jonathan Blow, if you're listening to this, you reported that to Max.
Seriously.
Or paid somebody that is more likely.
Yeah.
Also, thanks for making the game.
Okay, so The Witness, that's a good recommendation. Another recommendation for people who enjoy puzzles and who also like hanging out with humans in real life is Puzzle Pine, which is something that both Diane in separate cities, but we both do it, and it's a night where they put a little puzzle on their website and you solve the puzzle. It tells you where to go, and then you get there and they give you a little package of puzzles, and you get to hang out at the bar and have a beer or not and solve it with your friends, and it's pretty fun.
Have groups putting this on in a lot of different cities, maybe where you live. I go to the DC one, Sarah goes to the Toronto one.
Mm-hmm.
So a whole lot of them. You can check out their site, which we've linked below the video, so down there.
A lot of things to link suddenly.
Or I don't know. I'm not going to put the links in there, so if nobody else does, then just go to puzzledpint.com. That's puzzled, not puzzle, so there's a D in there.
Puzzled.
Sometimes it's hard to hear that part.
Yeah.
The next one's coming up is it this coming Tuesday?
I think so. Yeah, I'm planning to go. Yeah. It's good. This is sort of new to me. It's probably not new to you, but it's new to me, these kinds of puzzles that, you get the puzzle and it doesn't tell you how to solve the puzzle. It just gives you the puzzle and you have to kind of work out what you're supposed to do yourself.
Right.
Which is really fun and challenging. And it's pretty, like, if it's something that's really unexpected and unusual, it's a pretty cool rush when you actually figure out what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we should write some.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe some maze ones.
Oh, that would be fun. Maze-inspired puzzle tiles. Oh my god. Very niche.
I don't know. I guess that a fair amount of the people who go to those things have some familiarity with maze.
I know. I keep expecting to be recognized. It hasn't happened yet.
Well, I think some familiarity with maze is a lot more common than some familiarity with our web video series about maze.
Maybe.
A lot of people are puzzles these days. Had this book or saw it back in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a huge inspiration for a lot of people, regardless of what those people think of it now. It was a huge
maze.
What's that?
Whatever you may think.
Yes.
So.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. So it's funny. After thinking about maze basically every day for the past, I don't know how long it was since I encountered all
10 years.
No. Whatever it is, like a year and a half. I don't know. Maybe a year and a half now, actually. Yeah, it's kind of strange where I feel like a hole in my heart where amazing used to be.
Do you feel like you're finding new maze solutions less frequently now?
I don't find anything new anymore. I mean, part of the problem is I'm sort of disillusioned because,
Oh, sorry about that.
What's that?
Sorry
it's
about
not
that.
Not entirely your fault. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think. On some days, I really feel like a lot of the stuff that's there on the Abyss is stuff that was probably intended, and I'm really I feel like a lot of it is intended, and on some days I just think that a lot of time was spent on. I don't know. It's hard to know what to think.
I still feel good about my two guides theory.
Yeah.
That's of all my contributions on the Abyss, that's the one I'm most proud of.
Really? I'm most proud of your bird finder.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a shining moment.
Yeah, that's less a a solution or interpretation. It's just a tool to help other people
It's true.
investigate their own theories about Maze and which rooms have birds.
That's one of my favorite fan works, I guess. It's the bird finder.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I see that as less the equivalent of a proposed solution posted on Into the Abyss and more akin to Into the Abyss itself. It's to spark new discoveries.
Right. Right. Maybe a little more limited.
Well, I don't know. It gives custom responses for every room in Maze.
That's true. That is pretty good.
With only a small error rate.
Yeah.
Carefully reduced.
So do you think there's going to be another resurgence? Or is this it? Is this it for Maze?
I'm sure at some point a new generation of people will pick up the book, be intrigued by it, and think they'll be able to solve it.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe it's best that be allowed to happen, that Manson never reveals what he had actually intended with the book. Because, if he does that, that does kind of end it.
It's true. Once he sort of gives away once he gives it all away, I mean, that's it. There's no more mystery.
Yeah. Like, imagine if Manson released some statement saying that the solution to room 44 actually is that vicious circle thing.
Right.
If that happens, then it throws away Maze in disgust.
Well, he actually did confirm that one.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Oh, he did.
That's one of the ones he confirmed.
It's not even a solution.
Okay, well, maybe he wasn't saying this is a solution to the room, but he could have said, yes, I intended to hide the phrase vicious circle in there, or that's what I was thinking.
I don't said that.
What?
I said that. If we ever get some sort of quote from him saying a thing along those lines, that would be interesting, but we haven't.
Well, we have White Raven, what Raven said, which...
Yeah, but White Raven doesn't tell us what Manson said.
That's true. We don't get...
That's the whole...
We don't get direct quotes, you're right. We don't. Except in emails to David Gentile. That's all we get.
Right.
Gentile. Gentile?
Yeah, I always assumed it was Gentile before we actually talked with him.
Right.
Gentile, apologies for mispronouncing your name for a while.
Every single time.
Can subscribe.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
I'm going to encourage everybody to like and subscribe to Mazecast, but one person at a time.
That's right. Please wait until you're called upon. You want people liking and subscribing willy-nilly.
Yeah, don't get impatient here. You'll have your turn.
That's right. Well, there are supposed to be continuing Ask Mansons.
Are there?
To continue. Like, we have not heard from White Raven for a while, but he did say he would continue to Ask Manson.
I assumed he'd moved on to something else.
Well, I think he's finishing a PhD or something or other.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
On the site, he was working on that PhD. But no, he did say he was going to. He said he was going to continue it. So maybe we should be, focusing on that. I mean, you moved on. Maybe I should be focusing
on getting a PhD.
No. On Ask Manson questions.
Yeah. I mean, my main question for him is if he wants to do a video interview live on YouTube.
Yeah. It would be great if we could figure out a good way to coerce him to do that. That was, legal.
Well, okay, this is kind of out there, but we could offer to pay him money to do it.
We could. We could.
I don't know if that is coercion legally.
That's not coercion. That's like we're paying you for a service.
That's not always legal.
Okay. So we need a Kickstarter.
Yes, because we're not.
Because, I mean, I would pony at $50 or something, but that's probably not going to cut it.
I certainly can't afford to pay Manson. I spent all my money on this top.
A wise decision. Oh God. I don't know. I think we could easily make like $150 on a Kickstarter, and I don't know what kind of financial position Manson's in, but
I don't know if $150 is going to do it. I'm also not sure that we'd be able to get that money that easily. Like, who are you thinking would donate that?
I don't know. We get I'm trying to think. We get 70 likes usually, or 70 views on these Mazecasts, right? And a lot of them.
But those aren't for people who pay money to do it.
Yeah. But a percentage.
Right, well, okay, if you're to this and you wouldn't be willing to donate money to a Kickstarter, saying so.
Yes.
If it's a small amount of money, because that there are very many people who want to do that.
Well, yeah, that's a good idea, though. If you think that would be a good idea, if you'd be willing to put your money where your mouth is and pay Manson to talk to us online, like $150 for, let's say, half an hour to an hour of his time, that's a pretty good rate.
I think it would have to be longer than half an hour.
Yeah. Well, an hour.
I mean, his videos we do are longer than like half an hour, and that's without any content to cover.
No, it's true. Absolutely nothing to say, and it still takes an hour. But reasonably, how long is he going to want to be on the line with us?
0 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. So from 0 to 30 or an hour, that's pretty good. That's infinity percent.
Take more than half an hour just to ask him about what the deal is with the Minotaur.
We don't need to ask him that, I don't think. Nobody doubts it's the Minotaur.
Well, I think there's a lot of uncertainty about what exactly he was intending with the guide's identity. To what extent that's a puzzle, to what extent various things are intended as solutions to it.
Okay, that's true. That's true. But it's not really the top thing that I would ask.
No, it's just, it is a thing I would want to cover, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess main thing to ask would be making the book was, what sort of general puzzle structure was intended in it. Really, we ask him some very broad questions at the and drill down from there depending on what he said. Find out how he thought of the book on a room-by-room level, if he did.
Yeah, I mean, he seems pretty reluctant to answer those kinds of specific questions. But, I mean...
Yeah, like the directions to Maze have that odd bit about clues in a series of rooms may relate to one another and may indicate a path. And we don't really have solutions along those lines, but it does sound like Manson intended some.
Yeah. It does. And it would be good to know if He really does feel like there are puzzles in every room that indicate doors, because I know your theory is that in the loop, probably that's not the case.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, there's a lot of uncertainty about that, and not sure how willing Manson would be to go on the record about that stuff. He might just prefer to leave it mysterious.
Yeah.
I'm also curious about he follows online discussion of Maze and Maze fandom in general.
That would be interesting. Like, I kind of get the sense he maybe doesn't, I don't know, that he kind of stays away from it.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
who knows?
that's often the wise move from an author.
Yeah. Just stay away from those people that like your things a little too much.
Yeah.
Oh, the one's cold. Whew.
And so we should do another one of these episodes before long, like before the year is over, I think.
Another one of these episodes about nothing. This is like the Seinfeld of Mazecast.
Well, and I think we could do another episode later in December and maybe get some more people in on it.
Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi. Just me now. And Maze.
Are you just holding the book up silently?
Not completely silently, but yes.
Okay. It's good. It's a good way to fill some space.
All right. So
Okay.
For our next episode, let's pick a room now, and then our next episode will be discussing that room.
Oh,
That way, we'll have a topic.
that's a good idea. Do you want to go for a room, or do you want to go for like a more esoteric topic? Like, you know, we did one on sounds in the maze. We could do one on like objects in the maze.
Yeah, that's a fair idea. 'Cause we've had episodes about each individual room
Right.
type of recurring object, like dice or hats or
We could.
shoes.
Alex always wants to talk about the ducks, so we could talk about the ducks.
What?
Let's talk about recurring objects in general.
Let's pick a particular recurring object.
Okay.
It's a good one.
The umbrella.
Hat.
Hats are pretty good. There's actually a lot of hats in the maze. Hats is a good
Should we
one.
go more? Should we go just crowns?
I don't think so. I think hats is good. That'll allow us to talk about a bunch of different things.
Okay.
All right. It's decided. Yay. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's about it.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, no, I think we're good for now. We'll plan a more action-packed maze cast for our viewers next time around. Just wanted to stop by and say hello, let you know we're still here. And I will leave the closing quip to you, Diane. Okay.
You can put a loop around a trap, but we'll be here on the path.
Good night, everybody.